Jim, another story here that a lot of listeners have sent in the last few weeks and we did not get to it, so let's get to it now.
Oh, boy.
I have an article here from, there's no author. Oh, there's an author, Joey G. from WrestlingHeadlines.com.
If that is indeed his real name.
Jade Cargill says she will not be returning to AEW anytime soon.
Oh.
It appears it started, there were a series of tweets July 2nd. She put some pictures of herself on a red carpet somewhere, and she's smiling, she looks happy, she's wearing a red dress, and she wrote, "Outside of the wrestling bubble is nice. I might stay."
Oh, good Lord.
And then someone tweeted at her the day before, I guess, "We miss you. Are you coming back soon?" She replied, "No." Another fan tweeted her, "But it's AEW that made you famous. Don't forget that." To which she replied, "No, they did not.
Oh, Christ.
You know me because of AEW. A lot of my fans knew me prior."
She had fans?
But go on. "Thus the reason I stuck with my name rather than a stage name." And then finally, another fan, or the same fan actually, I guess they were going back and forth. "I never heard of Jade Cargill prior to AEW. Glad to have been introduced to you. I'm a fan. You can't deny the impact AEW has had on your fame, though. Would be foolish to think a company that featured you on national TV weekly, paired you with Shaq, was not significant."
Wow, very well spoken. This guy needs a job with Sports Illustrated.
To which she replied, and this is the final tweet, "I introduced Shaq to AEW. Moron. He would have never did that match with anyone else. Facts."
So it's her we got to blame. Because nobody wanted that match. That was a shitty fucking match. That was the disappearing Shaq out of the ambulance where he jumped out and fucking ran out on in full view of everyone.
That was an angle out of nowhere that derailed everything Cody was doing. That led to a match where Brandy couldn't compete because she got pregnant, so we got Red Velvet as a replacement Brandy for a match that took a while to happen, and then Shaq got stretchered out and disappeared magically to never be referred to again, even though he's a part of the same broadcast network that they are on.
Yeah. And this shows where this bubblehead has been fucking at mentally. She thought she was a celebrity when she got there. And that, I'm sure, did help her in carrying herself like a star and coming off like a star because she thought she really was one. But the idea in showbiz, lady, is you're supposed to be able to fucking imitate that without actually believing your own publicity. What would she be noted for that anyone would know the name Jade Cargill more than being on a television show, even with only 800,000 people a week watching it? What has she done in the world that...
I had pulled up her Wikipedia page, and again, Wikipedia is not always the most accurate thing, but, Hannibal likes it. Jade Cargill, born June 3rd, 1992, is an American professional wrestler. She is signed to All Elite Wrestling, where she is a former one-time and inaugural AEW TBS champion. Her reign of 508 days is the longest for any AEW championship. Cargill was born in Gifford, Florida. She attended Sebastian River High School and Vero Beach High School, helping her teams to 2 basketball district championships. Cargill
played high school basketball, check. Al Bundy played high school football, check.
Cargill is a Jacksonville University graduate with a social science degree where she played basketball and was named to the Atlantic Sun preseason first team in her senior year. She also has a certified master's in child psychology.
So she played college basketball and she's got a master's degree. Well, there's a couple things that everybody doesn't get to do, but I don't know that people get famous for playing college basketball at that level and or famous for having master's degrees.
Now, it doesn't have it here, but I was under the impression that she had done, she's one of these women that took pictures on social media and was a model, but you never saw her. And, I don't know how these
That's it for Wikipedia?
Well, no, there's more. In April 2019, Cargill attended a WWE tryout at the WWE Performance Center, and then from 2019 to 2021, subsequently, Cargill began training at AR Fox's WWA4, WWA4 Academy, taking advice from Mark Henry, who Cargill described as her mentor. She went to train at Heath Miller and Richard Borger's face-to-face wrestling school. She then trained at the Nightmare Factory under QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes. Sanjay Dutt and Bryan Danielson started coaching her when they arrived in All Elite Wrestling at the request of AEW founder and owner Tony Khan. And then she made her debut, interrupting Cody Rhodes on November 11th, 2020, a day that will live in infamy.
Okay, how does she have fans that remember her college basketball career from 15 years ago, or fans that are fans because she has a master's degree?
Fans that like attractive women who take pictures of themselves and put it on the internet.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, that don't match up to being on regular TV every week, lady. Besides that, inside the wrestling bubble, so nice to be outside it, I might stay. Her training career has lasted longer than her professional wrestling career. She suddenly, starting 4 years ago, she goes to several different wrestling schools. She gets put on TV, 2.5 years ago, because the owner likes the way she looks and puts her over every week on TV against more experienced talent, but that's the way that works. But all she has to do is do a 7-minute match once a week, and she thinks she's been living in the wrestling bubble? Lady, try working 9 shows a week and spending 3,500 miles a week in the car doing it, and you'll be in the fucking wrestling bubble. Until then, you've been catered to because of your genetics and your appearance. And you've been given every opportunity, and you were signed to a contract having never wrestled in front of people before, and put in a goddamn top spot, given a belt, and put over everybody until you had to do one job on the way out. Fuck you and your wrestling bubble. Fuck your goddamn attitude, and fuck all your fucking master's degree fans. You ought to be out there on your hands and knees thanking a bunch of people for putting your green ass over. And for sitting through your fucking matches.
Is the issue Jade Cargill, again, someone who was given a championship, never lost? When she did lose, that was the last time we saw her, even though she was a heel, had babyface entrances with dancers and was, blowing kisses to her kid in the crowd.
What else could they have given her but her own goddamn maid to accompany her to the ring and fucking spray air freshener on her farts that don't stink?
But is the issue her thinking the way she seemingly is from these tweets based on her experience, or that Tony Khan set this up this way so that here she is after several years around wrestling?
Hey, no, this one ain't Tony's fault. If you as a human being, I'm not talking about any specific you, I'm talking about the person you. If you as a human being cannot tell when people are catering to you and helping you and fucking shoehorning you into something that you're not prepared or ready for, and giving you multiple opportunities that almost nobody else gets, if you can't tell that, then you don't need to be doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing. If I went down to the Louisville airport and say, hey, Delta, let me help you fly some of your fucking planes, or I'll work in a control tower and let me help you land some shit, despite never having done it or know anything about it or even talking to anybody in the business. And then well, sure, we'll put you right in school with the best trainers. And then when you get out of school, we'll put you up in the tower and let you do whatever you can do. And we'll have other people around that know more about it than you do, so you can't fuck up too bad. Even then, there's going to be some high spots. And then whenever you're sick of doing this, as long as you'll just put one person over on the way out, we'll let you leave, and we'll pay you a bunch of money. Fuck you.
All right. Well, that was the Jade Cargill segment. Maybe the last one on this show. We'll see what happens.